Manual handling of loads.
Good morning, John and Martha. I noticed you manually moved an 18 kilos load. How did you do it?
Well, we lifted it together. We thought we could do it without any problems.
Yes, we grabbed it by the sides and moved it to the shelf, but I don't think we used any special technique.
I understand. That can be problematic because if you don't use the correct technique, you could injure yourselves. Also, when moving the load together, you might not have coordinated your movements well. If mechanical means can be used to handle the load, they should be preferred. However, if there is no other option, manual handling must be done correctly to avoid injuries. Before lifting any load, you have to assess its weight and size. Did you know that the maximum recommended weight according to regulations is 25 kilos for men and 15 kilos for women? From a seated position, the maximum weight is even lower.
No, I didn't know that.
Neither did I. I thought 18 kilos wasn't that much.
The load you moved is within the limits, but you must lift the load with the correct technique to avoid injuries. Also, in a chemical warehouse, you must consider that some boxes may contain hazardous materials. Therefore, you should always use personal protective equipment (PPE), such as cut-resistant gloves or safety shoes with reinforced toes. The steps for lifting and transporting a regular load are: you should analyze the load before lifting it. It must be stable and easy to grip. You have to stand close to the load with your feet shoulder-width apart. You should bend your knees while keeping your back straight. Do not bend your back. You have to grip the load firmly and lift it using your legs, not your back. You have to keep the load close to your body and you should avoid twisting your torso while transporting it. You have to walk with short, firm steps. And if you need to change direction, you should move your feet to turn your whole body, avoiding twisting your trunk. You must place the load on the ground following the same procedure in reverse order.
What if the load is irregular?
In that case, you should handle it between two people to distribute the weight. You must ensure a good grip and communicate your movements to avoid accidents. If the load is bulky or contains chemicals, you should check that the container is in good condition to avoid leaks.
What injuries could we suffer if we don't follow these steps?
The most common injuries include back injuries, foot injuries, or hand injuries.
I didn't know it was so important to follow these steps.
Yes, it is. You have to follow these rules throughout the process to work safely.
Now that you explained it, it makes a lot of sense. We will be more careful next time.
It is also important to consider the frequency and duration of lifting tasks. If you lift heavy loads repeatedly for long periods, you should take regular breaks and alternate tasks to avoid fatigue.
What if we feel pain while lifting a load?
If you feel pain, you must stop immediately and not continue lifting. Pain is a sign that something is wrong. You should inform your supervisor and seek medical attention if necessary. Do not ignore the pain, as it could worsen the injury.
Could you give us some examples of situations where we might need to lift irregular loads?
Sure. Martha, for example, if you have to move a small machine or a piece of equipment that doesn't have a regular shape, or a box containing objects of different sizes and shapes, that can make the load irregular.
Is there any other advice we should keep in mind?
Yes. It is also important to keep the work area clean and organized. This helps to avoid trips and falls while lifting and transporting loads.
Thank you for all this advice. We will make sure to follow it.
You're welcome, John. Remember that safety is everyone's responsibility. You must always be attentive and follow best practices to avoid injuries.
We will. Thank you for your time and for explaining everything so clearly.
You're welcome, Martha. I'm here to help. If you have any other questions or need more information, don't hesitate to ask. Have a good day.